Have you ever tried to force your mind to go quiet, only to find yourself more agitated than when you started? We are going to fix that by walking through a specific protocol, a structured repetition technique that safely tames chaotic thinking and stabilizes the mind. To begin, you only need one prerequisite. Choose a predetermined, long piece of text or a chant that you can comfortably repeat out loud over and over. Achieving mental clarity requires abandoning the instinct to eliminate your thoughts and adopting a strategy of total replacement. Let's look at your baseline starting condition. Right now, your mind is overflowing with rapid, uncontrollable thoughts. The standard, flawed reflex is to forcefully resist this noise by telling yourself to simply stop thinking. This diagram illustrates the core flaw. Controlling your mind doesn't erase a thought, it adds a new one. You create an anti-thought, colliding against the noise. The result of this battle is a volatile spike in internal agitation. To stop this reflex, you must first drop the expectation that your mind should be completely silent. Treating your thoughts as an enemy creates an unwinnable internal conflict that only amplifies the chaos. Because you cannot eliminate thoughts directly, you must rely on the principle of replacement. Notice how this diagram works. We are occupying all available mental bandwidth with one massive, structured signal. The continuous presence of this signal systematically reduces the randomness and the space available for those scattered distractions. To execute this, take your chosen text and begin repeating it continuously, out loud. Now, address the primary failure point by establishing this strict rule. You are explicitly allowed to continue thinking while chanting. Look at this audio mixing board to understand the mental framework. We are managing your attention by separating it into foreground and background states. Your active voice repeating the text maps to the top fader. The chaotic thoughts are permitted to run, strictly on the lowered background faders. Through sustained practice, the chaotic thoughts naturally weaken as the repetition structure dominates the remaining bandwidth. True focus is achieved through structural bandwidth domination, rather than forced mental silence. There will be times when chaotic thoughts become overwhelming and overpower the chanting process. Give yourself this counterintuitive instruction. Stop the formal repetition practice temporarily and do not fight the overwhelming thoughts. Instead, deliberately let your mind run wild. Think through everything fully and completely, without constraint. This meter illustrates the physiological goal of the release. You are waiting for complete mental fatigue to naturally set in. Once that momentum hits zero and the thoughts lose their energy, pick up your text and return to the practice. Executing this step is a controlled release protocol. It is not a regression. Allowing a pressured system to naturally exhaust its own energy is the most efficient way to safely reset it. At this stage, the chaotic thoughts have weakened, and the structured repetition has successfully taken over. This split-screen comparison shows the shift. You started with an agitated state of active resistance on the left and transitioned into a smooth, stabilized reality on the right. You successfully bypassed internal conflict through strategic replacement. Once the thoughts reduce significantly, the question is no longer how to quiet the mind. The question becomes, what structured signal replaces them next?